everyone, it's Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 22, episode 10. I only get 3 seconds from the time that I press the go live to when it starts recording. So in those 3 seconds, I didn't think I'd have time to get onto my blow up floaty behind me. So instead, you guys are going to get to watch me. I have my microphone on, so you guys will still be able to hear me, but you guys will get to watch me, like, hopefully not get too wet while I'm trying to sit on it. The problem is that the edges of the pond are really, like, they're stone, so I don't want to rub the floaty against the stone. I don't want it to pop. But yeah, you guys can have fun watching me try to get on this floaty now. Wish me luck. Ouch. So you guys can still hear me. So last time when I first tried to sit on it, I sat here to try and scooch up, but that did not work. I can step in the pond. But the thing is, like, it's been hot here for days, but it is not hot right now. It is not hot here. And the water, because there's a tree above this, the water here does not warm up. So some water has gotten onto my float and my bum, and it is a bit chilly. So there we go. Now I'm floating on the plunge pool. I know you guys would probably like to see me, like, jump into the plunge pool. I may or may not do that at the end of my live. We'll see. Because like I said, it's been in the 30s, and then it's been in the 20s today, about 29. Now, it might say it's like 27 or whatever, but remember, except for a few weeks ago when we had that heat dome, which held the heat in, the heat here isn't like in North America. So here, even though it says 29, it might be 29 if the sun is shining on your skin, but as soon as the sun goes behind a cloud, or there's actually no clouds in the sky right now, but if the sun is like starting to go down, so there's no sun over here, it does not feel like 27 or 29 or whatever it is out right now. But also my microphone tends to take out loud noises in the background, so I'm not even sure if you can hear the waterfall behind us, but I will tilt you guys up to see the waterfall before we go. So what's new with you guys? How have you been? How's your summer going? My summer is pretty good. I am really enjoying the hot days and being out in the garden and stuff like that. I'm sorry I wasn't here last week, but that was one of those days when it had been a really busy week and I just hadn't had any days like for me. And I finally was like working on the compost and just getting things done in the garden, because a few years ago when we went to Canada, I lost a lot of stuff in my garden. It was a big job to get it all watered. I know this. I know that it's a big job to keep my garden going, especially if we leave. So I don't hold anything against anyone who tried to keep my garden alive. But unfortunately, I lost a lot of plants in the summer of 24, and it disheartened me with my gardening. So I lost my gardening spirit a little bit, and but it's back, and I've been trying to catch up on a few years of not getting things done. Hence why, there's just a lot to do in the garden, especially if I've been neglecting it for a few years. So last Sunday, I was just on a roll, getting stuff done, getting my compost bins sorted, and building a berm, and just I just didn't want to. And I just wasn't in the mood, to be honest. So, and I didn't know what to talk about or anything. Today, I'm just going to update you guys on what's new, which is, I guess, what I do normally. Last time a couple days ago, I was in here just playing on my phone while I relaxed in here, and there was a frog in here. That's why I keep looking around. There is fish underneath me as well, but okay, so interesting news. After 12 years, so a couple weeks ago, I can't remember if I told you guys this or not, because it happened a couple weeks ago. I was taking the rubbish out down the side of the house through the gate to put into the big rubbish bin, and I was taking the dog poo, actually. So I had the bucket in one hand and the scoopy thing in the other hand, so a bucket full of poo. And I was walking down here to put it in the big bin, and I just stopped because there was a hedgehog, a big fat hedgehog, like standing right by the gate. And then I was like, oh man. So I set the scoop down and I was trying to take my phone out of my pocket to try and get a picture, but then it ran away, and it ran into a corner of the garden where it's like brick walls, like what's behind us here. It's like council garages. So it's like a big concrete wall all the way down. So, and then this little wall where our gate is, the gate, there's a gap underneath it where it can get under, but the wall, like the fence that's next to it, is all concrete things. So when it ran into that corner with two concrete, I'm like, where would it go in that corner? Anyways, I was cleaning this side of the house because Tom's getting his dog, Sasha, the one you guys have seen, Sasha, ready for puppies. And so we're getting this side. Also, I've told you guys before, as soon as my Steve's friend, who's going to come and put in a door in our kitchen, he broke his foot, so he's just waiting for it to feel better, and then he's going to come and put the door into the kitchen, but it'll come out the side of the house, and then we're going to block that off, and it'll be like where I'm so far away from you guys, but you can still hear me. Put in the door, block off that side. That'll be the side for Sasha to go to the bathroom. She'll be allowed out on the grass and stuff with us when we're with her out here, but then I can take down the orange fence, and I just don't want the female dog, peeing on the grass, because I've worked for a few years on the grass trying to get it nice, and female dog pee just burns the lawn. So that'll be her side over there. My point is, we're cleaning that up because also with her having puppies, that'll be the puppies side as well. So I was cleaning some stuff up over there, and we have the old tub there because from our bathroom when we renovated it, because I want to use it for a project. And there's some tires sitting in it, which I don't want the tires. Steve can get rid of those. But I was cleaning up around there, and there's like a tarp is short for tarpaulin, so here they call it a tarpaulin. It was one that goes on a car, like a car cover, and I don't know if it's underneath the tires, but it's over the tub or whatever. Anyways, it's over the tub. So I was lifting it slowly just in case I found where the hedgehog was living, and I found its nest. So we actually, after 12 years of me living here, we have a resident hedgehog living in our garden. Unfortunately, its nest is under a tub that we're going to have to move. So Steve and I are going to build a hedgehog house with all the specs and everything that a hedgehog will love, so it can move into there and move it to a different part of the garden. And that's just very exciting that we have a hedgehog. And maybe one day I will get pictures of it. So what else did I want to tell you guys about hedgehog? We chose our tiles. I might have already told you guys that. We chose our tiles for our upstairs bathroom, so that can get finished. Just waiting for the tiler to have time to come and look at the bathroom and decide when he can fit us into his schedule. Sorry if you can hear me drinking. I know that's so gross. Ninja Thirsty. Like, these cups are so cool. It's not just the only brand, but like these insulated cups that they make now are so amazing. The ice in these, I used this when I was in Canada the whole time, and the ice in it would stay good like overnight. The next day it would still be like rattling around in there. I didn't put a lot of pop in here though. It's only mostly ice, even though it's not hot out. I don't know why I put so much ice, but just thought I'd have this in here because it's got a lid, and so I don't spill it on myself, or if I drop it in. Guess what? The other thing is, last Sunday I did not have my new tooth put in because the Tuesday that I was supposed to go to the dentist, my dentist she became ill, so she had to cancel her appointments. So it was this last Tuesday that I just went and I got my new tooth. So yes, I'm still missing one way back here, or a few, but it's this one here that I had a gap, and now I can smile again and not be self-conscious. The only other thing is, like, if there's any comments, I can't really read them from here, but as far as I can see, I don't think there is any comments. I'm not sure, but so yeah, the most exciting things are the hedgehog and my new tooth. And it's been so hot, and I've been waiting for rainy days to do the housework, because I know that the rainy days, we always have rainy days, but it's been so hot that I have had to, like, given one evening, I just finally started tidying the office a bit. And then today, because I wanted to do my roots, because I am like torn between letting my hair grow out to its natural, with lots of white hair in it, but I don't think I'm ready for it. I think I still want to pretend I'm younger than I am in the hair department. I don't mind people knowing my age, 47, but the hair department, I think I'm going to keep dyeing it. Anyways, I was doing my roots today, and while I was waiting for the dye, I cleaned the bathroom. My dye only has to be in for like a half an hour to an hour. It took me 2 hours to clean the bathroom, but at least the bathroom's clean. But it was so hot in the bathroom too to do that because the sun shines in that way. So the house is all right. Pen pals, that's very exciting in my life. I have a few letters. I have one ready to post. It's in the bag ready to go. I posted one a couple days ago. And then I have 2 letters that are ready, but I need to do the envelopes and the goodies and stuff in those. So I love having pen pals again. And Steve says, why did you make yourself have another hobby now? But it's not a new hobby. It's an old hobby come to life again. I've had pen pals since I was at least a teenager, if not younger. I don't even know how old I was when I had my first pen pal, but yeah, it's not a new hobby. It's an old hobby come to life again, especially now that I'm able to write again because of my carpal tunnel. So I'm glad that I'm able to do my live from the lounging on here, especially that it's already like 8:15 in the evening here, and it does get dark earlier here than in North America, but yeah, so it's not getting dark yet. But and on the camera it totally looks bright. I still have my ring light on, but I don't think it's necessary. Although the sun is that way, because that way is east. I mean west, because the sun sets in the west. However, if you're watching this on Facebook, everything's backwards. If you're watching this on YouTube, I flipped it to the right way. Speaking of which, you guys need to okay, seriously, I have like 14 followers now on YouTube, which makes me really happy. But you guys need to go to YouTube and all you gotta do is just, it says subscribe, but it doesn't cost anything or anything. It's just like liking a post or becoming friends with somebody on Facebook or anything like that. That's all you gotta do. Go to YouTube and search at Rambling Hour with Lisa and hit subscribe. You don't need to watch any of my videos if you don't want to, but at least just go and subscribe so I can get people directed there. All of my old lives are there, so you can see the whole back catalog. I just shared one a couple days ago about ice cream cake, how to make ice cream cake. And Erica and her friend Anusha watched the one about me making ice cream cake because Erica made her own birthday cake. They made 2 ice cream cakes, one which we ate for her 18th birthday, and the other one is still in the freezer. I'm going to cut it into pieces and portion it so that we can just grab a portion of it out of the freezer when we want. And it's yummy, yummy, yummy. I could eat it all. Not necessarily healthy, but speaking of which, it's funny because I was honestly going to start my workouts again this Wednesday that just passed. And that's when it was like 30 something out. It was just too hot. And I don't have really an excuse because we have air conditioning in our bedroom. So I could actually go up in our bedroom and do my workouts or wait till the evening when it's a little bit cooler. So I just need to get back into it. It's, my nose is a little bit, might be allergies or something. There's just a tickle in my nose. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there's no excuse. I just need to get back to it. I like the way I am when I'm working out, and I want to get back to that version of me. So, no, I did not shave my armpits or my legs for you guys. You'll just have to enjoy me all natural. I do it's complicated when I start to get sad or feel sorry for myself about just life in general, but no, life is good. Don't get me wrong, but just these lives and thinking, well, what am I doing them for and everything. But then when I look back at the catalog on YouTube and I see how many fun things we've done, just the guests that I've had and the crafts that we've done and the food that we've made, and just all the things. I think I love this. I am so glad that I do these. So, and I like that they're so different every time. I can see that somebody's watching, but I can't read it from here. So I like that it's, yeah, no, I can't read the, I like that they're different every time. And so this is fun that I'm like, remember I did one from a floaty chair like a few years ago, and it was when I had the like kids pool up in the front, and then on that one I did fall off. So there's always a chance that I could fall off of this one while we're here. Oh, something else in the news. Thomas used our new smoker to make a brisket, and it was really yummy. It's really good. And that was his first one that he made. So if that's how good the first one is, I look forward to every time he wants to make a brisket or something else in the smoker. I wonder what else we can smoke. Him and Steve can find things that they want to do with that. And fruit in the garden isn't great. We haven't had a lot of rain, so besides me trying to keep everything alive by watering it, the stuff that's like growing in the raised beds and stuff hasn't had its best year, definitely, because I haven't been watering the stuff in the ground as much as I have been focused on the things that are in pots. And so, yeah, all the berries. But I think I'm going to have a lot of blackberries, and I did already pick the red currants. I want to turn around. I want to propagate the red currant bush so that I have more of it, so that if I can make a few more bushes, then I'll have more red currants when I harvest them, and then I can make the red currant jam again. There we go. I was going to like probably turn around and be backwards for you guys. So red currant jam. I let the blackberries grow. A lot of the fences here, like in Canada, a lot of people like share a fence line, and they put one fence, and they might paint each side of it different or whatever. They decide on whatever fence they want. In here, a lot of people put fences, like two fences up, which is good for wildlife and stuff, especially like hedgehogs and stuff like that, because in between the two fences, it makes a little path that of land that nobody uses except, like wildlife and stuff. So in between those, over by my raised beds, I let the bramble, because blackberries grow on bramble. They're not bushes. They grow like vines, like they just like bramble out everywhere. I don't know how to, so like they don't climb, but they just spread out, right? And I let the blackberries grow in between those two fences, so they're coming over the top of the fence, and I'll keep them cut back, but I'm letting them there's like so many blackberries that are going to be like ready soon. So I can't wait to harvest them. And they weren't even something I planted. Like I said, it's kind of a weed that grows in between. They came from the train tracks, and you just find them everywhere here on land that's not being used or whatever. But so yeah, but my raspberries have not been good. My Saskatoons, the birds always eat them before they're even ready. So I had so many flowers on my Saskatoon bush this year, and Saskatoons aren't natural here in the UK, but I bought a plant like 5 years ago or something, and it's become a big bush, and it had so many flowers this year. But whether it's because of the rain, or lack of rain, I should say, or the birds eating the ones that were there, there's not much there. So one of these years when I'm actually here, because we went to Canada, remember, in the spring for 3 weeks. So when I'm here, I need to, because I didn't want to cover it with netting if I wasn't going to be here, because even though I will cover it with netting in a way that birds shouldn't be able to get underneath the netting, I want to be here just to check it all the time to make sure no birds or anything get tangled in the netting. But I'm going to have to cover my Saskatoons if I want to ever harvest any of them before the birds get them. Plus the same thing, I want to take some cuttings from my Saskatoon bush. I mean, they do seed out or grow suckers. Not horribly, but eventually I could have a whole row of Saskatoon bushes just like they grow in Canada. But it's in my raised bed, so I don't want to take up my whole raised bed with Saskatoons. But yeah, I do want to start some new plants from it so that I have more, or even grow one of them in the greenhouse or somewhere where it's easier to cover. I don't know. But I'm enjoying the garden. Things are looking good. Like I said, we could use some rain so that I can clean the house, and so that I don't have to water everything in the... Oh, see, I don't want to scrape against this, because then I'll pop this. This isn't the best floaty I ever had. It's a bit, maybe I'm a little bottom heavy, but it squishes in the middle here. My sister and her friend went camping and they were swimming in a creek. And Melody, you said the creek was cold and they had some floaties, and that was funny. Melody sent a video of her and then one of Candace going on their floaties down the creek. And that's what this reminds me of. So if Melody can handle the cold creek, then I can probably handle doing a dive into the, not a dive, sorry, like a plunge into this plunge pool after we're all done. But I'll take off my microphone and my my watch. I think my watch can go in the water, but I don't want to test it. And yes, when you guys saw me at the water park, I wasn't wearing any makeup because when I go swimming, I tend not to wear makeup because what's the point? But today, because I did my hair and everything, I thought I would look good for most of the rambling hour. And then when I jump into so around the edge of this raised bed, I'm not in a raised bed, along the edge of this pond, except right there where the dock will go, that goes straight down. But around the rest of the edge, there's like about like a foot or whatever down, like where I stepped over there. I can step right here and I can feel my butt brushing against it if I go up right to the edge like that. I do love this plunge pool. I think it's one of the best things I ever built. And I know my mommy and my sister said that like if they were here, they would jump in it with me. And my friend Deb says that too, like especially on those hot days when she had to be in the office working. She like thought about my plunge pool and how if she was here, she would jump in it. It just is like, even if you sit with your legs in it, it just cools you off and it's so cool. But not only that, even with the fish in it or the fact that it's so dark and in this corner, it just feels so magical. Maybe I should tilt you guys up, but then that would require me getting off of this and then getting back on it. I was going to tip you guys up so you could see more of the waterfall in the tree. Do that later. So, and I do need to, I mean, it's on the list of things now that I'm caring about the garden, is taking these old fence boards down and building a proper dock. And then it'll hide the black liner there too. So, because like I said, there's no ledge over here. It just goes straight down like 5 feet. So, I can't put plants here even if I wanted to grow. Or like, I guess you can't really, you can see some over there. In the pond. I have some in this corner, but you guys can't really see that corner, and you can't really see this corner. This one only has one in it. I'm getting there. I'm not sure, because sometimes what I can see on my screen, you guys can actually see a bit more of what's around me. So some of these things you might actually be able to see. There's this one here. So these big stones that are around the pond, there is those stones here on this side too, but I couldn't wedge underneath them. I'm going to try, because I built the bog over there. When I move that, I'm going to try and wedge them that way, like to loosen them so I can tuck the liner underneath them, but I'm not sure if it will work or not. But it does look great. And I have to be honest, even if we moved, I'd probably take these big stones with me, because they're just really old and cool, and it would save us money for wherever we move if we moved. But who knows, because then I would have to put something else around the pond before we showed the house to sell it. Or they might be like, well, want them with the house. I don't know. At the same time, we know that life is too short and you don't need to hold on to, what is it called again? Material things, because you know, they're not what matters in life. This pond is, I think, 6 feet by 12 feet, if you're wondering how big it is, while I float away from you guys. Oh, did Melody write something? I can't. No, I don't think she did. I think it just says that she's watching. What else to tell you? Steve made two big pots of chili, so we have that frozen for when we don't feel like cooking. And I ate old fajita meat, like chicken fajita. So chicken fajita meat made with like onions and peppers and stuff, and then the shredded chicken with the spices and peppers and everything else, and then it was portioned in containers. So I just warmed it up in the microwave and then had it on a wrap, and I put lots of lettuce, and it's awesome that it can be frozen for a while and still taste just as good when you warm it up. So I had a chicken feta yesterday and one today. Now that's out of the freezer. So I know there's brisket in the fridge. That's what I'm going to have, but I don't know what I'm going to have with it if I make myself anything. When Steve had it as a sandwich. Thomas had his with mashed potatoes that he bought in a package that he warmed up in the microwave. So I'm not sure how I'm going to eat my brisket or what I'm going to have it with. I like pasta, but I shouldn't eat too much pasta. The other day I was craving pasta with a tomato sauce with like prawns or shrimp in it. So who knows? What is your favorite thing about summer so far? Can you guys believe it's July 12th already? So we're halfway through July. And for the kids here, they only, like, not our kids, because our kids aren't kids anymore, but the kids in school, primary and secondary, they don't finish school until mid-July. So that's like right now, they're just finishing school and their summer starts. Whereas to me, I'm like, summer's like almost half over, you know, considering July and August summertime, right? So I'm just like trying to hold on to every single day and enjoy it for, you know, for whatever I can, even if it is just like, that's the other thing with no rain and stuff, is that I spend so much of my time just watering the plants in the containers, that's not really the fun of gardening. It's more fun to like repot things and change displays and make things look pretty. I don't know. So it's a balancing act. I can't remember what else I was going to tell you guys about. I know the hedgehog was a big one. I don't remember if I told you guys 2 weeks ago. I may or may not have that. My auntie Darlene passed away. So my dad's brother, Uncle Henry, him and Auntie Darlene were married for quite a few years, and they were or are my godparents. And Auntie Darlene passed away on June 29th. So yes, my condolences to her family, and she will be missed. I think I did tell you guys about the clowns that she made me, and I need to bring them out of the loft so I can show you guys. What else? Okay, so I'm just excited because once I'm done here, and I'll plunge into the plunge pool for you, I will probably go have a shower because I'm guessing it'll be cold. Although obviously I'm getting used to the water that's sitting on my floaty. But after I'm done here and then I dry off, I'm going to finish getting those envelopes ready for my pen pals, and I'm just excited to put stuff in them. Tell me, if you had a plunge pool like this in your garden, or your yard, if you're North American, would you jump into it? I tried to make it 8 feet deep, but I couldn't. It's only about to here. I'm 5'2", so it's up to here. So it's only it's just under 5 feet deep at the big circle in the middle where I can jump into. You'll see when I jump. Auntie Diane says, I think she says, hi there, Lisa. Hi, Auntie Diane. This is me reading from a distance without my glasses. Well, the funny thing is the glasses are for reading close up. So I could read from a distance if it was bigger than my phone, but I did my best. So there's always stuff going on. Oh, and my friend Meg decorated for, I remember what she called it, Hollow Weekend or Summerween, like Halloween in the summertime. And she decorated for it, and I thought it was awesome, but I'm like, that's too much work. Like, it's enough to decorate for the different seasons when it is those seasons. However, not taking away from summer because I want to enjoy every single day. But of course, I'm excited for the way that the house feels when I decorate for autumn and Halloween. But it's important to enjoy the moment and enjoy where we are in life in those moments. So right now we're in summertime. So even if you have to work most days, but when you have your days off, just sit like this and read. The other day when I was in here like this and I was on my phone, I could have just put my phone away and totally had a nap. The only thing is I didn't really need a nap because I had enough sleep. But yeah, just a nap outside in a hammock or on a floaty, reading a book, just sitting and enjoying a garden, going for a walk in a garden, somebody else's, or there's gardens everywhere in every city to go and look at, no matter where you are in the world. So just do things that embrace the season that you're in. Now being, well, if you're in the northern hemisphere, now it's summertime. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's wintertime. But every season has things to offer. So what have you done with your summer? What are you doing? I know people, especially a lot of people in North America, where I'm from, go camping. So I've seen a lot of people have already gone camping. That's exciting. I'm just so happy that I made this plunge pool. Even just floating like this is like, I could just close my eyes and pretend I'm out at the lake. I'm a lake baby. And I'm playing like bumper cars. I could just imagine the mischief that me and my sister Melody could get up to in here. This is nope, that's just a plant. This is my filter. That's why this hose is coming up here. The water goes in there and it's filtering. Once I have all this done and the bog filter is working, it'll be a natural filter with plants where the water goes in through the layers of dirt and sand and then comes back into the pond to keep it clean. But until then, I have this one with filter stuff in it, and then I just clean out the filter stuff. But I turned it off to use the plug so I can plug in my light. Oh, there's a comment. Let me try and make my way over to it without falling off. Aislinn says, I love this so much. Thank you, Aislinn. And my mom, Marie, says, hi, Lisa. Hi, Mommy. Aislinn, you are another one that you would probably be right in here with me if you were here. What else can I tell you guys about? I'm thinking art class. We're working on like frames this month. We took old frames from charity shops and painted them with gesso, so they're painted all white. And then we are doing something on them, and we can do like a series of 3 if we want. So 3 frames that go together somehow. The way that I'm doing mine is the sky, the pink and blue sky, because I use some of my own pictures from my garden. So the pink and blue sky that I'm doing is going to be on all 3 pictures, even if I do different flowers or plants on them. But the big one is the one I'm working on now, and it's got like a barrel in it, a wood barrel with some carnations. That's what I'm painting. So that we're working on it all month. And then that's the end of art classes until September. Don't want to wreck that. I'm just trying to get over here. And Jan says, looks very relaxing. Yes, it is very relaxing. That's what I said the other day. I could have just lied back and fallen asleep. I'm so far away. But I know you guys can still hear me because I got my microphone on. Oh, is that another comment? I'm going to have to swim to you guys. You need paddles. Aislinn says, heck yes, I would. Waiting for you to flip over. Well, yeah, if I keep having to come and read comments, I probably will flip over. If I don't flip over, it'll still be fun because at the end, I'm going to take off my microphone and my watch and my glasses, and I'll plunge off of the dock into the water for you guys. Hence the plunge pool. And it'll be even more fun for you guys because the water will be chilly. And it's chilly outside. It's not like I guess like if it's a hot day and I was like sweating, then the water would feel colder. So maybe it won't feel as drastic if the water's similar temperature to the outdoor air. I don't know. We'll get to see what my face is like when I jump back up. Floating away again. Bumper cars. I'm just playing while I'm coming. Aislinn says,
32 here and then a hot face. And Mom says, me too, probably waiting for me to flip as well. It was 34 a couple days ago, and then I think it was only like 32 or something yesterday. And then today, I think the high was 29, but I don't know if it actually got past 29 or not. But now it's still probably in the 20s, but it doesn't feel like that. It's definitely not over here in the shady corner, but it's still, I still love my plunge pool. Oh, Steve said about going in the plunge pool. He's like, you're going to go with all that algae on top. This is not algae. This green stuff here, and I can scoop it off if there's too much of it. Oh, this is a stick. This, thought I'd be closer when I showed you, is duckweed. It's a plant. So not only is it keeping the water cleaner, it feeds the fish. When I had my pond in Canada, I used to go and get this stuff off of the thing so that my fish could eat it. It's a plant. It's green. It's got 2 or 3 leaves. It's not algae at all. And it covering half of the pond or whatever keeps like the sun from making it grow algae. So it's not algae, but it does stick. Like I said, if I put my hand in, like, it'll stick to me. So if it doesn't move out of my way when I jump in, I might have some of that on me. Swim, 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 swim. Wait, there's comments. You guys are just trying to get me to fall off. Only 18 in Grand Prairie, windy. Aislinn says, I gotta go at work. Nice to hear your voice. Oh, thanks, Aislinn. And Aislinn lives in Airdrie near Calgary, so that's where it's in the 30s. I'm surprised there's such a difference with the 18 in Grand Prairie right now. And windy. I need a paddle, Auntie Diane says. Yep, exactly. Aislinn has been my guest before on my live, as has my Auntie Darlene, as has Melody, as has my mom. So, I wonder if we do have a paddle anywhere. Sure, I can get one at a charity shop. Or make one out of a piece of wood. I mean, I don't know how often I'm going to be doing this. Floating, I might do more often, but not necessarily live. It is actually, I know that I do this for my family and friends, and I know I've been doing it for years now, but it is kind of weird if I think about it, like how there's those people who like go live, and there's like millions of people in the world watching them or whatever while they're live. And yeah, right, like technically, like right now I'm live and just floating around on a homemade pond. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of weird. But there is people tuned in, my family and friends, wanting to see me flip off. Wait, not, you know what I mean. Flip off the floaty. Not flip off, like, give you the bird, as they call it, like, with my fingers. My Zena says, you're nuts, with a laughing face, but she already knows that. She knows I'm nuts. What, Zena, you wouldn't do this? You wouldn't float around on the pond? You wouldn't jump in if it was a hot day? It's starting to get a little bit darker out here. I mean, I can still see the sun shining in some places, and like I said, I have the ring light on, so we won't get dark here, but I'm coming. My poor moss on my rocks is dry because we don't get any rain. Mom says it is 21 here and feels like 24. It is definitely not that here. Well, actually, it might be. I don't know what it is. I'm going to guess probably 19. But like I said, Zena, what's the weather like where you are? She's close enough to me. But like I said, if the sun's not shining directly on you, it doesn't feel as warm as it says it is. So it's not cold out. And even with the water that's gotten onto my floaty, I don't feel cold. I was more cold that other day, like a few weeks ago when I did my live from the garden and I was sitting, and the wind was chilly. I was more cold then than I am now, even sitting in a bit of water. So Like I said, this isn't the best floaty. It's a lot of floaties you can get on and you can stay dry. This one's got a little bit of water in it because of the way it bends. I'm trying to come back. I'm not moving anywhere. Okay. Oh, I moved all the way back here and it just said that Mom's watching again. It wasn't a comment. Oh, now there's a comment. I don't know why I pushed myself away. I might as well just stay there. Woo. I should have brought some toys to play with, like boats and ducks. Zena says, I've just come home from a dog walk. It's lovely. It's nice to be cool. No, it's nice to be hot, especially when you built this plunge pool that you want to jump into. I know it's cooler now, though. It is good for the dog and for dog walks. Tom already took Sasha to the park to run, so. But it's just because, like, if it was the middle of the day, it would be hotter for me to do this. But because I do this at the same time so that people in, Canada can watch at a decent time. So for my mom right now, it's like 1:45 in the afternoon, and for us, it's like 8:45 in the evening. So, which is good. I've almost done a whole rambling hour. It's been hot all day. Yeah, I know. Zena said it's been hot all day. It has been. Yeah, I even today, like I was very hot earlier today, but I was hoping that it would stay hot over here. And like I said, it's not cold at all, but I'm nervous for jumping into the water after because it's going to be a little bit of a shock because I know this water doesn't, well, like I said, it's like almost 5 feet deep, and it doesn't warm up because water in this country doesn't really warm up, and it is under a big tree, so it's shady most of the day. Although some sun comes from over there, and then some sun comes in the evening before it sets over there. So we do get some sun on here. Hence how some of the plants can stay green, because they obviously are getting some sun. Or I'm trying to, when I do this, I don't want to get my watch in the water. Like I said, I think my watch can get wet, but I don't want to test it. I already accidentally broke one iWatch. What are they called? iWatch? So, Apple Watch. So I don't want to do it again. Okay, hang on. We just got back from camping at Pipestone Creek with Joan and Paul. Nicole, Sam, and the girls came as well from Calgary. I saw the pictures and I was pretty sure it was Pipestone Creek. I was just jealous because we couldn't be there. But it looked like you guys had a good time. I like how you guys posted like a little bit of each day. That's the nice part about being able to get cell service when you're camping. But just taking the day to do all the fun stuff and everything, and then just taking a moment on social media to share for the rest of us to enjoy, to see you guys having fun. I love camping, and I'm glad that I got to do it so much in my life. And every time we come back from Canada, Steve just goes through this. He wants to get a camper out here. Like, people do camp here, but the roads are more narrow and stuff, so I don't know what size of camper we will get. But I know Steve's totally up for it, especially if it's got a good bed for his back. As long as he has a good sleep, we could be in the middle of nowhere and he'll be happy as long as he can have a good bed for his back. Ah! Okay, so we are almost at the hour. I'm going to come all the way over here, making waves now. And I don't want to get this wet. Loving my life. But I do want to read our question for the week. It's number 13. I'll go back to it in a second. I'm just coming over here. You guys went camping for Canada Day. So July 1st was Canada Day, the day that Canada became a country. So, okay, so question 13 of our death questions, like planning your end of life and funeral and all that good stuff, because who knows better what you want than you. So number 13, if you want the rest of the questions, just message me and I can send you all of them. We have 34 so far. Find yourself a notebook, a scribbler or something, and just jot down your answers so your family knows what you want. Question 13. Are you comfortable with visitors at the end of your life, even if you are not physically or mentally the same as before? If you are on your final days or suffering with a debilitating... I don't know why I keep shouting. The microphone's right here. If you are on your final days or suffering with a debilitating disease, do you want people to stay away, remembering you the way you were? Or do you want people to come visit, having a chance to say goodbye? See, especially if, like, I've been listening to this thing and, like, people were talking about going to funerals. Like, it was like, am I the asshole? Like, am I the asshole for not going to so-and-so's funeral, blah, 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 because my family's mad at me now and everything else. And the thing is that some of the things we got to think about, it's not just for the person who is dying or has died. It's for the people who are left behind. So if your family wants you to attend a funeral and you're not really that close with the person who's passed away, remember that it's not just for that person who passed away. Maybe your family really needs your support at that time. So, but with this question, that's something that you need to think about. If you're at your worst point and you know you don't look the same, you don't feel the same and everything else, are you okay with those people that you love coming in and seeing you because they might need that? Or is it going to be offensive to you if they don't come and see you because they can't handle seeing you that way? And, you know, what do you want? Maybe you don't want anyone to see you like that, but we don't know the answers to these questions unless you write them down or have them somewhere. As far as mine, I don't mind. If someone's comfortable seeing me, even when I look my worst or I'm not even there mentally or whatever, then if they're comfortable with that and that's what they think is best for them, then I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with anybody seeing me in whatever state I'm in if they feel like they need that for them. So that's my answer. What's yours? Write it down in your book. We've got just over 10 minutes left. Oh, I got to do the plunge as well, right? So, should I plunge now or should we keep talking? Let me know if you guys are ready for me to plunge. Then I might be a few minutes short of an hour, because I'll probably come and just shut you off right after I plunge so that I can get in the house and go have a shower. Well, on a hot day, I would just plunge, and then I would go and do my work in the garden, and then I would come back and plunge again when I was dried off or too hot, and then I would do my work in the garden, and then I come and plunge again. But because I'm just excited about my pen pal letters and stuff too, and I need to eat, I'm going to plunge and go back in the shower. Which one day I might have like a shower toilet closer to out here just to rinse off, and or like when I'm in the well, Melody, when she was camping, they had like a portable toilet, which I have a portable camping toilet, like that has to be emptied and stuff. I have that, but there's nowhere in my garden except this corner really that people can't see me. So Melody had like a pop-up tent that goes over the toilet. It's kind of the same as the ones they use for changing in, or they use them, I think, for like spray tan, sort of like that kind of pop-up tent. I might get one of those because then I can have the toilet outside. I know it's just lazy, but it's not just lazy. But like when I'm really dirty from the gardening or my boots have mud on them or whatever, I don't like going in and out of the house because I pee so often. Mom says, do it now. All right. Okay. Cause it might take me a few minutes. Cause like I said, that's not real. That is not a real dock. That is old fence panels and they're pretty rotten. So I gotta be careful when I'm walking on them. And I also gotta get off of this. So wish me luck with that without falling in. Although you guys would like that, wouldn't you? Okay. I'll take this out. So I have the room to plunge. Okay, I'm going to take off my microphone and my watch and my glasses. So, bye. Love you guys. You guys are going to watch me plunge and then I'm going to shut off. Oh, I'll show you guys. Oh, actually, hang on. Before I take off my microphone, I'll tip you back down, but I'll tip you guys up to see the waterfall. And then up to see the big tree. And then back down to watch me plunge. You ready? I'm going to take off my microphone. Let's see if there's any more comments. Okay, I'm going to do it now. And then other than that, I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Taking off my microphone. But you'll still probably hear me shout if I yell because it's cold or something. Okay, I got to pass in front of you guys. Cold. Cold. You want me to do it again? Woo! Now that I did it, it's not that bad, but that was cold. I can do it one more time. Oh, my makeup is stinging my eye. One more time. My book went too from stuff they did. All right. 1, 2, 3.